I'm Alice Funk from Morgantown, Pennsylvania, and I'm here to show you how to make this cool border, which actually isn't a border, it actually is an embellishment because I've shortened it to stand out on the page. I'm using the new Diamond Arches decorative border punch to make this. How I did it was I cut two of the Diamond Arches borders with the dark green paper. I cut them the straight edge about 1/4 of an inch down from the diamonds. And because there's two, then I'm going to overlap them, and I've already put some repositional tape on them. I'm going to overlap them, but not overlap the actual diamonds that are on here. Then I'm going to take a piece of 12-inch light green paper that's 12 inches by just shy of 2 inches in width. It's actually 1 15/16 inches wide, and I will explain that in a minute. The reason to start, I'm going to cut my Diamond Arches border on one edge to start. I'm going to start the paper right at that black line on the edge of the border punch and put the back of the paper right up against the rail. And once you punch, you're going to move the border down to the next section. And you can see there's actually a printed decorative piece here that you're lining up your cut piece to, so you know exactly where the next cut is going to go, and you're going to make sure the back of the paper is right up against this rail in the back. So we're going to move this down, line it up, make sure the back of the paper is on that rail, and I have my decorative edge to this border on this piece of paper that was almost 2 inches wide. Now what I'm going to do is flip my paper over to cut the other side. I'm not going to line it up because I might not get it correct exactly. I want my arches to be exactly across from each other. What I'm going to do is flip my punch over. I'm going to put my paper in, and instead of worrying about it being right up against the edge, I am going to line up those openings where these diamonds are cut out. I'm going to line them up inside the punch to the diamonds. So I'm cutting right over top of the diamonds that I cut previously. And then I know my arches are going to be directly across from each other. So I'm just going to move it down, line up those diamonds. I always need 2 hands to punch. Okay, so line up those diamonds for the next one. You just want to make sure you're hitting those diamond openings exactly. You can kind of see as you push your paper over, you see the diamond holes open up, so you know you have them in the right spot. And I move it over, and there's my last set of diamonds. Okay. I'm just going to use my scissors to trim the edge. And don't worry if your edge comes out like this, because we are actually trimming that off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my very edge, and I am going to take my scissors and cut straight across from opening to opening, just to round off the edge and cut off that top piece of the border. Now on the other side, I'm going to come down a little bit further and get the next piece off, so it's all rounded across the top. So now I have a rounded edge here and a rounded edge here. I'm going to do the same thing with my dark green. I'm going to trim off on the top. I'm going to trim off about 1.5 of the arches, and just going straight across from opening to opening so that I know where I have to cut. And you can round it a little. It might, don't worry, the light green paper is actually going to cover. On this side, I'm going to do 1, I believe. There we go. So I'm just taking off one of those ends. Just make sure it's going to line up. Oh, that's going to line up perfectly. Now I'm going to take my empty sticker sheet here, because I use that for my repositional tape. I put some repositional tape on the green, the light green piece, because that's going to go right down the center. So I'm going to put it right down the center of my border. Move it up a little. There we go. So my dark green is showing on the outside and my light green is showing on the inside. So easy. Just round the edges and then you can stick it on your page as your embellishment. And there you go. Enjoy. Have a great day.